Welcome back, everyone, to another video. And this time, I'm going to be making my early predictions on how not everyone's season, but who are going to be winners of certain things. And we're going to start with who I think is going to be winning their respective divisions. And then I'm going to do this by showcasing it on playoffpredictors.com. If you like to play around with this yourself, there is also the option for the NHL, NBA, and Major League Baseball as well as college football. Without further ado, let's get started. We're gonna start in the AFC. The AFC North, or this gonna be another bloodbath season. But I think the Bengals are gonna maintain their dominance at the start. I think that the Bengals are going to be the team to beat. So the way I'm going to do is I'm going to make it to where they win. So what I'm going to do for the division winners is that I'm going to make it to where they win all of their division games, as opposed to the literal everything. This is not going to be the realistic outcomes. I'll be doing that each week once the NFL season is near. I'm just doing this just to make it easier to differentiate who wins and who doesn't in for the division. So I'm saying that the Bengals are going to once again take the AFC North this year. There you are. Or so I have the Bengals winning the AFC North. Moving on to the AFC South, I am going to take the Jaguars for winning thing because and here's several reasons as to why. The Texans need some time to work with CJ Stroud. Now, the Titans are currently looking at potentially long-term rebuild at this point in the tenure with Mike Vrabel. The Colts are coming in with a new regime, an extremely raw quarterback, and the Texans are the Texans. So that's why I think the Jaguars are going to take the AFC South. The AFC East is anybody's game right now. Now, AFC East is anybody's game, but I think the Buffalo Bills are going to once again assert dominance. It's mainly due to some um other reasons, like external factors and such. So I think the Bills are going to be taking the AFC East. However, they're, the Dolphins may surprise people with the moves they've been making. The Jets, however, we don't know how well Aaron Rodgers is going to be as a Jet. It's possible he could be done. We just don't know yet. That the Patriots can also have a bounce back year, but we don't know how that's going to go either. And finally, we're gonna look at the AFC West. And to surprise of nobody, the Chiefs are going to once again take AFC West as for the entire season. To no surprise. No surprise at all. Oh, that the Chiefs would take the AFC West. And for the wild card teams, I'm actually going to be taking in the Ravens as one of the wild card teams in this. This wild card number 2, I think is going to end up being the Jets. Yeah, shocker. I'm picking the Jets for wild card, or or because of the Aaron Rodgers thing. And the final wild card I'm gonna be picking is going to be the Denver Broncos. Those in this scenario, due to the fact that they are coming in with Sean Payton, who is expected to turn things around for the team. So those are my picks for who's going to be making the playoffs of well, my early picks at least for the AFC. Going over to the NFC, it's going to be a completely different story altogether. Because who gets in between the Vikings and the Lions? The Bears could surprise people. The Packers are currently we don't know how things are gonna go. Oh, so I think that it's going to come down to either the Vikings or the Lions this time. And ultimately, I'm just gonna have to take the Vikings to win the NFC North this season, and which would leave the Lions as a candidate for wild card. Or yeah, shocker, shocker, shocker. But this early out, I do think that the Lions are going to be a wild card team, believe it or not. So for the NFC East, it's gonna be a literal bloodbath. At and there has not been a single repeat division winner for about what, maybe 2 decades at this point. I think that is going to continue with the Cowboys being the team that wins the NFC East this time around. Um, but that doesn't mean the rest of the NFC East is not going to compete. Far from it. Far from it. It, I think that the Eagles, despite what's going on, are still going to find a way to get themselves into the playoffs as a wild card team. Yeah, I said it as a wild card team. And I think this is going to be where things are going to be a little iffy. The NFC South, however, is going to be a bloodbath of best of losers. There's Panthers are coming in with a new regime and a new quarterback. Tom Brady has retired, so we don't know how well Baker's gonna do with the Bucks on a one-year deal. The Saints just brought in Derek Carr. The only team that hasn't changed much in terms of where things are going are the Falcons, and they're gonna roll with Desmond Ritter. Or so I'm thinking this year, whoever makes it from the NFC South is going to have a losing record, but I'm going to give it to the Falcons this year. Here, yeah, this early out, I'm gonna say that the Falcons win the division, and and they're gonna be the only NFC South team that makes it in. The 49ers, despite having Sam Darnold at QB right now, they're getting back Brock Purdy. Trey Lance could be coming back soon, and they're already loaded, which is gonna be a key factor as to why they're going to win the NFC West this season. It's gonna be a key factor as to why they win the NFC West. That's But as for who's going to take that second spot, but I don't think there's gonna be anyone else from the uh, NFC West that gets in. And in fact, I think this is going to be where Washington comes in and wins the last wild card spot under new ownership. So that's my early predictions for who's going to win their respective divisions. And who do I think is going to win the Tank Bowl this early on? I think that the winner of the Tank Bowl is going to be me. Let's see if I'm thinking this right. Right. Yeah, I think that the winner of this next Tank Bowl is going to come down to who wants it more. Or and I think that this season's Tank Bowl winner is going to end up being the Los Angeles Rams. I think the Los Angeles Rams are going to be this year's Tank Bowl champions. I said it myself. I think this year's Tank Bowl champions will be the Los Angeles Rams. I'm surprised. That is what I'm thinking who's going to win this year's Tank Bowl. The Comeback Player of the Year award. Or I think the Comeback Player of the Year award is going to predictably go to somebody who had a very god awful year, only to bounce back. And speaking of god awful years, then bouncing back, comeback player of the year is gonna end up going to Russell Wilson in this early on. On offensive of rookie of the year, I think it's going to go to a quarterback tag, and I think that quarterback is going to be going I think that quarterback is going to be Bryce Young of the Carolina Panthers, who wins offensive rookie of the year. Defensive rookie of the year, I think is going to go to Will Anderson of the Houston Texans, and that's going to be an impact. That offensive player of the year, I think is going to predictably go to a well-established name. I'm gonna say that it goes to Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens. Defensive player of the year here, I'm gonna go with Jacksonville Jaguars, Trayvon Walker, or who is going into his second season on the team. The MVP award or is going I think is going to go to Joe Burrow of the Cincinnati Bengals. Bulls. And I think that the Super Bowl winner this early on for the 2023 NFL season, if we can go to the wild card thing based on what I already got, I think that the Super Bowl winners is based on what I am putting in here. I think it's gonna be the Buffalo Bills winning over the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl for their first Lombardi trophy in franchise history. You heard it here this early on. I think it'll be a Bills 49ers Super Bowl. Well, this is what I'm saying it's going to be early on. We'll see how long this sticks around for, and we'll see if I stick with this prediction at the end. And we'll see how correct or wrong I am with who I think is winning the divisions, who I'm thinking is going to be wild card. We'll see what happens come September. So thank you all so much for tuning in. And if you want to see more prediction videos like this, be sure to leave a like, or let me know in the comments you want more. Also, if you're at all new and want more content, then be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss an upload whenever third one is made. Eight. You can also check me out on Twitch as I'm getting ready to launch a streaming career there over at the Catholic Corporation and there on Twitch, and you can also check me out on Twitter or at the Cafico, where I post about whatever or I decide to post out, and also take a look at potential hints as to what may come next, depending on how I feel like. I, there is still more to come, and hopefully it sticks around for long enough. There may be more or planned. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And there could be more social media in the future. Who knows? But for now, thank you all so much for tuning in. And until next time, travel safely.